He is just a breath away from the presidency. Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka's eyes are firmly fixed on inheriting all the trappings of power from President Mwai Kibaki come the next general election.
You know, William Shakespeare once said that some people are born great, others achieve greatness, others have greatness thrust upon them. I think the second attribute applies for Kalonzo Musyoka, and has basically pulled himself by his own bootstraps to the pinnacle of the society.
The 58-year-old, born and bred at Sekuru in Mwingi North constituency, which he has represented in parliament since 1985, says he is raring to go for the country's top job.
We are not in this game for the first time, as you know. We know the rules, we know the terrain, we know the challenge, we even know our competitors very well.
The 2012 is going to be a do or die for Kalonzo Musyoka. One, he is currently the vice president, and he would obviously want to ascend to that ladder and, of course, inherit Kibaki's seat. If it does not work for him, it's going to be suicidal for him, politically speaking.
Already he has more than 10 competitors to face in that crucial race, and the list is still growing. And so to stand out, Musyoka is crossing the year with a rebranded party. His ODM Kenya party is now the Wiper Democratic Movement.
A lot of our members said we now must have the distinction between an orange and a half and an orange. I personally lost a lot of votes, particularly in the Rift Valley and other places, where members of, anybody running there to say, I want to vote for Chungwa na nusu, anawekewa Chungwa.
The man of the Wiper fame says he is focused on cleaning up the shame of corruption, poverty and unemployment, among other ills that continue to taint and afflict the country.
We're cleaning up, lots of cleaning up, I tell you. That's what Wiper Democratic Movement stands for.
He is also repositioning himself ahead of an initial and highly competitive knockout phase in the upcoming joint nominations in the PNU Alliance, as well as the amorphous G7 outfit.
I've said it very openly that we will support whoever emerges as the flag bearer.
You're saying you will be comfortable with a scenario in which your name is not on the ballot paper?
In a free and democratic process, I tell you, Chebet, I'll be very comfortable, because I'm a true Democrat. And as a true Democrat, you must be prepared to win or lose, and not to say when you lose, you've been rigged out.
Political scientist Joseph Magut, however, thinks that is highly unlikely.
That is not going to work. If he's not going to get a running mate from within the G7, then he is likely to just bolt out. And he's not likely to back down for somebody else.
The candidate from Eastern Kenya believes he has what it takes. His bargaining power?
Lots of numbers.
At least that's what matters most in such a battlefield. That and the choice of a running mate.
You know, he is very diplomatic. He is non-controversial politician, and he's got an aversion for confrontational politics, which more or less projects him as a politician who has no spine, who is not aggressive, has no grit, has no pluck and tenacity. And so in that case, knowing that is his major weakness, he's got to basically try and reach out to a candidate who is more aggressive.
I'm telling you, sometimes when you're now dealing with an alliance, right, your preferences may not always hold sway.
Political scientists rate him among the top 4 contenders, and they argue he has some attributes that give him leverage compared to his rivals.
Kalonzo Musyoka is personable, he is affable, he is amiable, and genial as well. You know, these are some of the attributes that basically make him or earn him what I would call political leverage and currency, because then he's able to connect and build a chemistry with his supporters as well as his peers. There is also need to mention the fact that he rides on credentials of a clean record. He is served for more than a quarter of a century, but he still emerges as one of the top politicians who has not been associated with graft or corruption.
But on the flip side, pundits say he has some weaknesses that give his competitors an edge over him.
Kalonzo Musyoka does not basically have deep pockets. You know, as they say, money is the mother's milk of politics.
And then there is the watermelon tag stuck on him for some time now and which just won't go away.
The spirit of politics of deceit, manipulation, and I'm happy this is coming to an end as we go into the election year. Because people have told all the lies about me, I don't think they have any other lies to tell. They rebrand me as a watermelon, and they know I'm not.
So watermelons are calling you watermelon?
Watermelons are calling other people watermelons. What a joke.
He emerges as a political wildfly. He does not take key position when, you know, chips come down.
When I make up my mind, I don't think it's easy for anybody to change me. Therefore, this is why I love when people call me watermelon, because I do not know the inner resolve.
It might look like it's a vice, but in politics it's a strong virtue. And we saw that during the post-election violence, that the man who was very quick to form a coalition with Kibaki was a man who had no calculation. That was Kalonzo Musyoka. But in a situation where you have no crisis, then this virtue becomes a vice.
Some view him as a fussy politician who can't take criticism. But according to Musyoka, that's far from the truth.
I embrace criticism. Sina shida jameni. Kwa sababu kama matusi ingekuwa inaua watu, I'll be dead 100 times.
For now though, a little tweaking of the campaign slogan from
Kibaki akiwa pande hii, Raila akiwa pande hii, Kalonzo anapita hapo katikati.
to
Tutapita katikati sasa, tunapita juu yao.
as the Wiper Democratic Movement Party has done, may just boost Kalonzo Musyoka's chances of landing the prime job. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen TV.